Professional football in America is a special game, a unique game. Played nowhere else on earth, it is a rare game. The men who play it make it so.
I believe it's about character. It's about who you are, what do you stand for, integrity.
The game is about life, and it's about what you have to do to pick yourself up, to make yourself the best you can possibly be.
I got a scholarship to Nebraska. I had a 17-year career with the Vikings.
It is the ups and downs of the game, the turmoil. Those are all parts of life.
It is my duty, I believe, is to get that message out, that you can live with integrity, but you have to have some God in your life to do that.
I've always wanted to be great at everything I've done. I've always been a competitor. I've always showed humility. I'm a team guy.
The values that it teaches you is A, diligence, B, perseverance. There are many more downs than there are ups.
This is such a spectacular game. It's a matter of one's dedication, one's belief in themselves as an individual to achieve greatness.
The game of football has taught me faith, it's taught me commitment, and it's taught me to have a tremendous resolve. And whatever I plan to do, I'm going to get it done.
You never dream, no matter how good you may be, that you'll ever be in the Hall of Fame.
Living with integrity, I certainly, honor the values of the Hall of Fame.
This is an honor bestowed not only on me, but for every teammate that I had. All of these people should be celebrated, not just me. It takes the moment from me to everyone but me.
Honor the heroes of the game.
Preserve its history.
Promote its values.
And celebrate excellence everywhere.
The thrill of being a world champion through a Super Bowl victory is something every NFL player dreams about. But being voted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame is one of the greatest experiences that you can ever receive in any career. And the commitment to excellence. I have always believed that if you can dream it, you can do it.
And with that, I would like to welcome everyone here to Canton, Ohio for our latest installment of the Heart of a Hall of Famer series today, featuring our guest speaker, Mr. Willie Brown. My name is Mike. I'll be moderating our session today. And as you saw there in the video, the mission statement of the Pro Football Hall of Fame is to honor the heroes of the game, to preserve its history, to promote its values, and to celebrate excellence everywhere. Those values that we promote, and we'll be talking a little bit about them more today, are those of commitment, integrity, courage, respect, and excellence. And I'm excited, and hopefully you are too, to learn how those values, along with many others, have helped shape Mr. Brown's career both on the football field as well as off. Before we get into that, I do need to thank a few people. First and foremost, I need to thank our friends at Extreme Networks for all they do for us here at the Hall of Fame and for schools across the country. I need to thank our teachers, our administrators, for opening up your classrooms and embracing the ideal that this message is important to our youth. And lastly, I need to thank our students. Without you guys, there is no program. You guys get to ask the questions today. So I'm excited to hear what you're going to ask of our Hall of Famer today. Before I turn it over to Mr. Brown for his opening remarks, I would just like to reiterate that you are speaking to one of the greatest ever to play the game of professional football, to play the game of just football in general. He is a member of, get this, 10 Halls of Fame. I'm not sure I could have named 10, but he's a member of 10 Halls of Fame, including the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame, the African American Ethnic Sports Hall of Fame, the Oakland Raiders Hall of Fame, the Multi-Ethnic Sports Hall of Fame, the SWAC Hall of Fame, the Grambling Legends Hall of Fame, the Black College Football Hall of Fame, and of course he was enshrined here in Canton, Ohio in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So I urge you to please take advantage of this opportunity to get to ask him some questions about how he's reached the level of success he has in his career. So if you could all please join me in welcoming our guest speaker today, Pro Football Hall of Famer, Gold Jacket, Mr. Willie Brown. And Mr. Brown, if you would like to start us off with any remarks you have about the program or character in general, the floor is yours, sir.
Say it again.
So if you have any opening remarks for us here to start the program off, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I'm excited. I've been all excited since last week. I found out that I was going to be able to do this. Do I have to sit here or do I, kid? Is it okay if I stand?
Is it okay if you stand?
You want me to sit here or stand?
Mr. Brown, if you wish to stand, that's fine. Sam, if we could just adjust the camera on the laptop so we can make sure we keep them in the frame.
That's okay. I'll stay here then. Again, thank you all of you guys for coming and being here. Thanks to the school for inviting me, and surely the Hall of Fame and getting me here. I enjoy going out in the community and speaking and talking to kids. Remember, a long time ago, I was a kid, so I know what you're going through, I know what you've been through, and I know what's ahead of you. The most important thing is take something with you each day, learn something different. Don't get to go through the channels and doing things. Challenge yourself. Make sure you understand what's going on and make tomorrow a better day than yesterday. That was my key. When I was growing up, I loved to play football. I ran track and played basketball also in high school. The most important thing to me was winning. I wanted to be a winner. Now, if you play on my team, you got to be a winner. If you're not, I don't want you on the team. But my own thing, that you may not be the best player on the team, but you give all you got, your best effort that you have. And the same thing in the classroom. You do the same thing in the classroom. You want to be the best. You want to know how to do math. You want to know how to handle yourself in the group. You know how about biology. You want to know about English. You want to know about all those things. Because, yeah, I guarantee you, the small thing that you learn today will help you in the future. Do all the right things now, and you won't have any problem in the future. But if you get off track and those kind of things, it's tough to get back on track. The next thing is that follow your mind. Stick with your beliefs. Don't let anyone encourage you to do wrong. When you see a person doing something wrong that is not right, it's okay to correct it. Maybe your best buddy. You may be doing something wrong. Are you going to follow him? You know it's wrong? No, you're not. Be your own man. Stand up for your own self. And knowing that you help the world, and you help yourself, and you help him, and you help everybody to be a better person. Even at home, when your mom and dad tell you to do something, you may not want to do it, but you do it out of respect. You do it out of courtesy. You do it out of love. All those things play an important part in you growing up to be a young man or a young woman. But work at it. You cannot go through life alone. You go through it as a group, you go through it as a family, and you take advantage of it. When I was in school, I hated school, hated. But I found something that kept me going. That was football, basketball, running track. I knew that if I didn't have correct grade points, that I wouldn't be able to play those sports. So I worked at it. Once I found out that I could play a little bit, I can run fast, mostly faster than anybody in my high school at the time. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed being a leader. I enjoyed being the person out front. When I was growing up, you chose team. And one of your best player on that team, best player on that team. So you pick your player. So you go through with your number one pick, and you let them pick, with the next person pick, and another person pick. until you form your team. But who was that last person picked? All the guys been picked but one. All but one. Why do you think he wasn't picked earlier? Because they had doubt about his skills. But he knew what he could do. So one team chose him, came on the team, he was the most valuable player of the team. Little guy. But he worked at it. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and how he wanted to do it. And that was my goal. My goal wasn't to be the best player on the team, because I knew I was the best player. So I got to fight for the underdog. The underdog will be the best player sometime. I recall several times playing games growing up with my 3 kids. We played different games and this and that and whatever we played. I never let them win. Never. So they said, Dad, you're no fun. You're not fun playing you, Dad. I said, no, but let me teach you a lesson. You get what you deserve. Don't think people are going to let you go through life doing things your way. You got to work at it. You want to beat me, you got to beat me. And that's playing basketball, running, or whatever. Until one day my son, he started running, getting a little bit older, running track and all. And so he said, Dad, you ready to race? And he ran track at St. Mary's. So I knew how fast he was. I said, no, you know what, I don't feel so good today. We'll try another day. But I knew how fast he was. And so, but you find something that keeps your interest in school, believe me. Be committed to do the right things. Not some of the time, but all the time. Committed. Be committed. In the classroom, you got to be committed to learn what the teacher is teaching you. And ask questions. Ask questions about things you want to do. But the main thing is the integrity. You got to make sure you understand what it means.
Donald, promoting to the office, please.
Okay, Don. You got to go. He's not in here. Okay. All right. But yeah, be committed, and you will learn that being committed to something, you get ahead. You work hard at it. But it's not easy to go every day, go to school every day. It's not easy. But it's a challenge. No matter where you go to school. The important thing is what you get out of that class. What you get out of there. Don't just come in there, I got to go to school, blah, blah, blah. You know, that kind of thing. No. You're going because you want to go. You're going because it'll help you be a better person. It helps you get along in this new generation that we have. What kind of cap you wearing? Yeah. Oh boy. Hey, you pick a good day to wear it, because we're gonna beat up that cap when I get through. Yeah. But encourage. You talk about courage. When you see a person playing in the game, get hurt, and next thing you know, you're going back in the game. Take courage to do that. Take courage to be a leader. Take courage to be out front. But you gotta want to be the front guy of the first lady. That's important. You work at it. You believe in yourself. Don't let anyone doubt you, tell you that you can't do something. That's all right. We understand that. So my point is having respect. Have respect for a person's word, what he believes in. Have respect for yourself. Have respect for others. When you're doing things, you're going the right way. Have respect for his opinion. He could be dead wrong, but let him voice his opinion. You may not agree with him, but you don't tell him you don't agree with him. You can work it around to the point where, oh, okay, all right, then he'll give in and say, okay, you're right. But it doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong. It matters that you participate in trying to have respect for another person. Respect. And same thing with the guys, with the girls. Guys, respect the young ladies. Ladies, have respect for yourself. That's the key. You got to respect boys, and your family will respect you. That's the big key, respect, and respect for others. Respect their beliefs. So you work at it. You do things like that. And it's important to know that how many people out there pulling for you and want you to do good. They want you to be successful. You don't have to play baseball, basketball, or sports to be successful. You can be successful in your own way. You can be successful in the classroom. All those things are important. But the most important thing is, again, is what does the word success mean? You think I'm successful because I got a gold jacket on? I'm successful because I want to be successful. If you want to be, you can be. If you want to be, you can be. If you want to be, you will be. Pull for the underdog. Don't always pull for the top guy. You pull for the underdog, and watch that person work his way through, and become a challenge to him. Because it is a challenge. The biggest challenge today for you guys is growing up, getting through life without drugs, without alcohol, but committed. Those kind of things. It's very important to me to know that someone out there care about you. You may not believe it, but someone care about you. And the next thing is that parachute. Who packed your parachute? Do you trust the people who packed your parachute? Now, I'm not talking about flying on a plane, jumping out of a plane with a parachute. I'm talking about your character, your history, your background, person that influenced your life to get you where you are. Could be your next door neighbor, could be your best buddy, your best friend, could be your teacher, could be your preacher, your priest. All those people, and your mom and dad, of course, and grandmother, and all those people, they the one that packed your parachute. Now, what you get out of that is you can drop straight down if you're not packed the right parachute, or you get floated right along, nice and smooth. But trust the people who packed your parachute. My mom and dad packed mine, and Shirley, my high school coach, college coach, and my teammates. All those guys growing up helped pack my parachute, helped me be a better person. Had I not listened to them, not took it hard for things they were telling me, I wouldn't be sitting here today. I wouldn't be sitting here. But when someone sees the thing that you have done in the past, for example, getting in 10 different Hall of Fame, and I'm not bragging, but I am in a way, but things just doesn't happen. You think I got into all those 10 Hall of Fames by myself? No. I had teammates. I had guys who packed my parachute a long time ago. They are the one who deserve credit. And I give all credit to those guys who I played with. Because when you do team sports, you're not alone. You have teammates. And I give them the face credit. I have coaches and all those people that helped me get where I am today. But the most important thing, guys, respect. Well, not one of the most important things, I should say. But believe in yourself. Have confidence in yourself. When you're trying to get a girl as your friend, not necessarily your girlfriend, you earn her respect. She earns your respect. And believe, confidence. There's nobody in this world had more confidence when I played than I did. No one. Because I knew all along that I'm playing against a wide receiver. He's in trouble. He's not going to catch any ball. He's not going to catch nothing. Touchdown. See all those guys catching touchdowns these days? I would knock them out. No way I'm going to let you guys come up and catch the ball on me. No way. They caught a few when I wasn't looking and slipping something. But other than that, you can count on them being shut out all day. And that's the thing about it, is that you take control. And your teammates, your family, your friends know that you can take control and do all the right things. But remember, Hall of Famers does things right all the time. Not some of the time, all the time. All the time, you got to believe that. You trust your instinct. Believe in yourself. Confident, fast growing. It doesn't matter what school you go to, believe me. It doesn't matter. I went to little school in Grambling, Louisiana, Grambling State University. And here I am, and other guys will come out of there. It doesn't matter. But what you get out of that class is up to you. A teacher can't teach you. You got to want to learn the thing that he's trying to teach you. You're not going to sit there and go through the computer, go through newspaper and all that kind of stuff. For his sake, he knows all that. He's trying to relay a message to you. Respect that and know that. Know that one day, the little small things that he's trying to teach you today will help you in the future. Like, for example, my dad, I did a lot of work with my dad, and he had a rule. They measure, you measure things when you're making a box, making a house, whatever. You got a rule saying that so many inches. So you go 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, whatever, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, whatever. I didn't know how important that going to be until I started got on my own and had kids and had a home and measures and stuff. So I had to learn the rule, how you measure things. How many yards, how many feet, and all those things. You will use those kind of skills. And I think that's what they're trying to teach you, the skill set of a teacher and understand those things. And I was in college, and I was like, how in the world biology going to help me? Okay. How is this going to help me? So the course that you don't think is important, they are important. Believe me. Okay, have I gone long enough or yeah, too long?
That's perfect, sir. Thank you for that. There's a lot of great knowledge already just in those opening remarks. So thank you for those. And first of all, I think if you're a member of double-digit Halls of Fame, I think you're allowed to brag a little bit about that. So I think we can get that out of the way. I think we're okay there. But for everyone tuning in today, and we do have a couple schools and a couple people that are watching that we don't see on our screen. For those, if you're using social media, tweeting in questions, whatever it may be, please use the hashtag HOFvalues, and we'll try to include those in the program as we see fit. You talked a little bit there, Mr. Brown, about some of the values we promote, the commitment, the integrity, the courage. But there's two of them that just seem so fitting since you're a member of the Raiders organization. It's that first one, which is commitment, and that last one we list, which is excellence. And the Raiders were known for that commitment to excellence. Can you just talk a little bit about what that phrase meant to you guys as players and to that organization, even still today, the commitment to excellence?
Well, thank you. I appreciate you asking that question. Commitment doesn't mean that you're all in with the Raiders. You got 52 guys, 60 guys, whatever number you got on the team. You all commit to win the championship. Don't never be denied. We worked hard together. We did all the right things on the field and off the field. And it's not just about playing football, but things that you do off the field is very important. And that's why we as Raiders, we always committed, not only to ourselves, but to the community, my teammates, let them learn the same thing, going down the same road that we went down. We want them to be committed and committed to be excellent. Excellent is work hard, do all the right things, do extra stuff after the practice is over, do stuff in a certain game. All those things let me know that when we bring another guy in, he fit in with the organization. A lot of the guys who played for other teams and they think their season, their career is over, the Raiders would bring them in with us and join us because we had a plan. We knew exactly the type of guy he was. He was a character type of guy. And we knew that bring him in with us. He see the rest of the class, how we did things. Now, he fit in with us because we had taught him a value lesson that this is how we do it. This is what we want you to do. We want you to be committed like the rest of your team may be. We want you to commitment to be excellent because that's the type of players we had already. We want you to come in, fit in, be committed to excellence the same way we were.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. And we'll start our question and answers now with our students. If we have a student right there in front of you out there in California that wants to ask our first question of the program, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
What do you think is one of the most important characteristics
The most important. Well, I really can't say the most important one particular. I say all of them is important. It's shaped your character, and that started early. Because when you see a person say, boy, that's out of character of him, meaning his background have been the same all the way through. Now he changed that character and by doing things that you never seen him done before. So all of them is really, I can't pick out one particular one because all of them goes together with me to form a group and form to be one.
If do we have a second question there with those students right in front of you, sir?
You talking to me? Who?
He's asking me and the students have a question.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, guys. Yes, ma'am.
If you could repeat that for us, Mr. Brown, please.
Okay, go ahead.
What character qualities do you believe it takes to be successful in all areas of life?
Did you hear that okay?
I did, thank you.
Character and all that to be successful in life. You work hard. When other man is sleeping, you working. that's how you get ahead. When he's sleeping, when I'm playing football, the guy was trying to compete for my job. He sleep, okay, I'm gonna go to work while he sleep. So you try to stay ahead, and that's what's kind of shaped you as a person that follow you and do all the right things the rest of your life. But that's where I see it.
There you go. We have a saying here at the Hall, sir. Maybe you've heard it, maybe you haven't. But we always say that our Hall of Famers they didn't fall out of bed great. There's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of dedication and commitment refining the craft that got you guys to where you're at in your career and got you that gold jacket. So speaking to that, work while others are sleeping. You also didn't fall out of bed great. It didn't happen by accident. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went on behind the scenes. And I think the perfect example of that is when you were coming into the league, there were 20 rounds in the draft, and no one picked Willie Brown. Went undrafted. You signed with the Oilers. They even cut you in at camp, and you signed on with the Broncos. Can you speak to some of the adversity and challenges you had being an undrafted free agent that eventually became a Pro Football Hall of Famer?
Okay. Yeah, when I coming out of Grambling University, I wasn't drafted. And the Houston Oilers signed me as a free agent. A free agent, the person that wasn't drafted, being a free agent. So they signed me as a free agent, and I went there and you got to remember, doing this is the early 60s, and there wasn't a lot of black guys on the team. And maybe they only had two black guys on the team. So when I signed with them, now you got 3 black guys. So you got an uneven number. During that period of time, they didn't want uneven numbers of black players because you need a roommate and somebody like that. So, and I knew all the people were saying that, boy, you're a good player and all, but they're not gonna keep. They're not gonna keep you because there's 3 of you. The other 2 guys were there a year ago, so you're gonna be out. So I said, I don't think that'll happen because I was faster than anybody they had in camp. I did all the right things, to be on the team. For simple reason, and when I was in college, I played tight end and linebacker. And when I got to Houston, they told me I was a defensive back. Well, defensive back, they do a lot of backpedaling and those kind of things. I had never done that before. So it was a challenge to me to overcome that. Then the next thing was that I knew that playing the corner position going to be a challenge, going to be tough for me because I never done it before. So I invented and started the bump and run. And the bump and run is simply is when you get close, you can get to a receiver and you hit him and stop him on the line. But I was pretty big. I weighed about 220. The receivers weighed about 185, 180 pounds. I used to beat them up, stop them around. They couldn't get off the line. So the coaches said, well, we never seen that before. Try it again. So they got the best receiver up there and put him in front of me and told me to cover him. So I jumped in front of him, bam, he couldn't get up the line. So that's how I got over the deal of not playing cornerback at any time in my career until I learned how to do it. Then Houston released me, and Denver claimed me for $100 waivers. So the first year I didn't start until the 7th game with Denver for the rest of the season. So I came back that next year. I made All-Pro, and yes, that All-Pro. 3 out of 4 years there in Denver. Then I got traded to the Raiders. So there are some things that got me going, and things I had to overcome. Because number one, the number of players in the league. The American Football League started. They only had probably 10 black guys in the whole team, in the whole league, I should say. 10 at the most. So I had to overcome that, knowing that, hey, I would be the best guy on the field. I would show them. And every time we played Denver or Houston, I try to beat them up. Try my best to beat them up. Because they released me. They cut me, so I overcome those kind of things. Okay?
Very good. Thank you, sir. We'll go out to one of our other remote schools. We're going to go out to Virginia at Kettle Run High School. If we have a student there ready with a question for our guest speaker today.
What was your daily workout routine like?
My daily routine, during the season, we had a schedule that the coaches set up. But during the off season, I usually run 50 40s, come back and run some 100s, because every day until we go to training camp. Then I start backpedaling, certain routes, running for another 30 minutes. Different, I call it the tree. And the tree is the routes that a receiver would run. You run the in, run out, run up, run come back, run the 9 route, run the post, all those things. I worked on all those things as we got closer to training camp. But, and I used to start my training. If we didn't play in the Super Bowl, I would wait till the day of the Super Bowl. When that game is over, and start my training all over again. Every year, for at least, well, I played 16 years. For at least 10 of those years, I did that. But a lot of backpedaling, there's a lot of backpedaling, a lot of turning, and those kind of things. It was my daily routine.
All right, very well, thank you. So we're going to go to one of our other schools that we have tuned in right here, actually from Canton, Ohio. It's our freshman academy here in Canton, Ohio. If we have a student there ready with a question.
I think we do. Go ahead. Nice and loud.
What advice can you give young people about how to develop their character?
Say that again.
What advice can you give young people about how to develop their character?
Okay, good. Good question. My advice to you is to do all the right things at a young age, follow through on them, be committed to doing those things, because what you do as a young age will follow you for the rest of your life. That's the development of your character. How you do certain things, what have you done in the past, follow you all the way. We, with the Oakland Raiders, first thing I look at is what kind of character does this person have? What is his character? History, background, been in trouble, did this, he's been in jail, he's out of the jail, mom and dad is not around, all those things. But if you can learn and understand those kind of things early, as of now, that would help you develop your character.
All right, if we'll go back out to those students that are right in front of you there, Mr. Brown, if we have another question from that group.
I think.
No, you're not a student.
I'm
an old guy. I'm still learning every day. I'm still a student. That's the bump and run, did they change the rules to modify that now? Is it, you guys did your job really well back then, right? Did that been changed a little bit?
Yeah, they changed the rules my last 2 years of playing with the Raiders. They changed the rules because the Raiders had the best guys that could play bump and run, and the other leagues, the other owners thought the Raiders was had an advantage over them because their guys didn't know how to play it on the back. But they changed the rules. So, okay, rather than on the line, within 5 yards you can bump them, but down the field you can't bump them. So I said, well, I don't need 5 yards anyway. So it didn't matter to me whether you played on the line or off the line. But they changed the rules simply because the Raiders had better players and they could play Buffalo.
And do we have a second question from that group right in front of you there, sir?
As a child, what events in your life did you help shape you and the man you are today?
Oh, what event that helped shape my life today? Again, I go back to talking about the parachute. People that helped pack my parachute, I go back to them. My mom, my dad, my sisters, and brothers. But see, what helped me, and I had to learn fast, was that I got 6 brothers and 2 sisters. So,
No wonder you ran fast.
yeah, I had to. I had those guys kind of keep me in line and help me develop my speed because I was in the middle of the 6th. And I had to, be able to, I was trying to compete with my older brothers, and then my younger brother, I knew there was no problem. But just having older brothers, having a good high school coach, good college coach, I think that's what really helped me learn the value of what it means to do right. It's not some of the time you do right all the time. But did I do right all the time? No. But I learned fast. And my older brother, they would put me back in check if I didn't. So those kind of things really was what helped me develop myself as a youngster growing up. It's watching what they did. My older brother and sister, what would they do in a situation like that? So if there was something going on campus around, but you got 6 brothers, had to be one of them brown boys. She's doing something out there. But my father too. My father's like 6'4", weighing like 250 pounds. He was easy to put me in check. Grabbed me a couple times by one hand, raised me up in the air like this. Okay, what are you doing? Yeah.
And who would you say, Mr. Brown, who would you say was your hero growing up when you were middle school, high school, around that time? Who would you say really you looked up to or helped make Willie Brown who he is today?
Well, I kind of looked up to my father. My father wore size 13 size shoe. I can remember just like yesterday when he came home from work, he'd kick off his shoes and big boots and put it right down on the front porch. And I would go get him and walk around him like this, pretend that I'm him. So, but my father and my older brothers and my high school coach, really, I think.
We'll go back out to our school there in Virginia at Kettle Run if we have another student there ready with a question.
Who is the best player you've ever played against?
Wow. I would say the best player that I played against is, you pick out Jim Brown, probably, and some of you probably know Jim Brown. Jim Brown was running back with Cleveland Browns. But Jim Brown, probably the best player that I ever played against. Paul Warfield, the wide receiver who played for Cleveland and played for Miami, was very good. Fred Biletnikoff played for the Raiders, of course. Cliff Branch. It's just so many. It's hard to pinpoint one particular player, except I usually say any guy is in the Hall of Fame.
We'll go back out to that school right down the road from where I'm at here in Canton, Ohio. Do we have another student there ready with a question?
We do. We have Abby.
Hey, Abby.
Hi. Standards of character, commitment, integrity, courage, respect, and excellence. Which do you believe are most important and why?
Well, yeah, I think you need them all. It's hard to say which one is most important. But I probably have to go with commitment. But there again, all of them is very important. All of them goes together. So it's hard for me to pinpoint one particular one. So all 5 mean a lot. Okay, Abby?
All right, we'll go back to those students right in front of you, sir, if we have another question from that group.
I'm looking at the 2012 event from you and John Madden and Rod Woodson. or at the Oakland Coliseum. Did you spend some time with John there? And how do you think he helped with your development career?
I spent 11 years with John. John was assistant coach when I came to the Raiders. Then he got to be the head coach the next year. John spent most of the time on offense, not too much defense. He just kind of let us do what we want to do. But we spent a lot of time, with each other, not only on the football field, but off the field. We did a lot. But John was he's a different guy, fun guy, good coach.
He's a local favorite here. He lives.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, but he was the one that just, only thing he wants you to do is show up, practice, and play hard, and come game time, you'll be ready to play. Particularly on defense, like I said, he kept the offense and pretty much his thing during that time.
Correct me if I'm wrong, sir, but you were the defensive captain for, was it 10 years with the Raiders? Can you talk about what that role was like, what duties you had as a captain, and also maybe why they thought you would be a good captain?
Well, they saw the qualities in my leadership ability. I think was the key reason, because I would make sure guy was ready to play when the coach didn't have to say anything to him. I would take over meetings, in the classroom, on the field, just let guys know, hey, you're here to work, you will work. And the coaches, they get set back, they let me do my thing for 10 years. And the players pick you each year. Just not by popular demand or whatever, but you played and the guys vote on you every year to be the captain. So I went through it for 10 years as being the defensive captain of the team. And I loved it because it gave me more responsibility. And I knew my character, so I tried to shape them to be respectful to the teammates, to everybody. So they knew that when it come time to play, I would be one guy they can count on to do his job.
And that goes to speak to about football, but that's also in the classroom. That's also life. They trusted Mr. Brown to, he said, do his job and do it well. And that goes to doing your homework. That goes to doing your job at work when you get out of college. That's not exclusive to football, as we all well know. We'll go back out.
No, it's also off the football field, It doesn't just necessarily be in the classroom and in school, but it's what you do off the field is important.
Absolutely. We'll go back out to our friends there in Virginia if we have another question there for Mr. Brown.
What was your fondest memory of playing professional football?
Well, like I said, I played 16 years, quite a few of them, really. But intercepted 4 passes in the game was exciting. In the Super Bowl, setting the record for the longest interception touchdown in the Super Bowl. That was a lot of fun. And again, it's fun just to be a Raider. Different from the other team all the way. A little bit different over there. Kind of shaky. But yeah, we kind of enjoyed it.
And sir, we have a question from Twitter, and it relates to that jacket that you're wearing there. They want to know, 1, how often do you wear it? And 2, what does it feel like when you get to put that gold jacket on?
Well, number 1, when I put this gold jacket on, you have to remember, and I have to remember that I'm representing a lot of guys out there when I'm wearing this jacket. Not only just me, but a lot of teammates, a lot of guys wearing the jacket. So that's what it means to me. And I just get that feeling every time I put it on, boy, it's excited. And I remember one time, I can't recall who it was, but this guy, he's in the Hall of Fame. He had a jacket hanging in the closet. So his wife told me he was pretty much down for the rest of the day. He wasn't feeling good, and spirit was low and everything. So I told him, I said, look, why don't you go in that closet, get that gold jacket out of there, let him wear it around the house. And he said, well, yeah, that might be a good idea. So she did. She gave him his gold jacket. He walked around looking at it. So he picked his spirit up some. So that's what it really means when you wear this gold jacket. There's only 100 some players in there, so it's special.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, favoritism towards the Raiders today, but I know Floyd Little, who's a running back for the Broncos, always tells a story similar to that, where if he's ever feeling down, he goes and puts that jacket on and just kind of boosts the spirit a little bit and gets a little pep in the step. So, not to talk too much about the Broncos, but
nope, not too much.
Enough. I'm done. We'll go back out to our friends here in Canton, Ohio. If we have another student there ready with a question.
How did it feel when you returned the interception for the touchdown in the 1976 Super Bowl?
How many yards was that?
We don't know. We don't know.
Huh? You don't know?
No. How many?
You got to look it up.
Okay.
But it was special, you know, when you play in a big game like that, and you get lucky. The quarterback, the quarterback for Minnesota Vikings, probably my best friend, because he threw me a ball. I ran it back for a touchdown. I'm not his best friend, of course, but it's exciting, you know, knowing that all your adrenaline start coming through. You start running, and boy, you say, I guess hope I can get to the goal line, nobody catch me. But I didn't look back, and I was way out in front of it, about 25, 30 yards in front of everybody. And I knew that if I can get score, we probably have a good chance to go ahead and win in the ball game.
And for those of you who don't know that, sorry, go ahead, Mr. Brown.
No, that was my only thing, knowing that the game probably would be over if I get to that goal line and score a touchdown.
For those of you who don't know, that interception return we're talking about was one that was on that intro video, and you've probably seen it on the NFL films, and it lives for forever here in the Hall of Fame. But that close-up of him trucking down the sidelines and stepping in front of Fran Tarkenton's pass. So do you ever get tired of seeing that when it comes around Super Bowl time, or you do public speaking events? Does that ever get old?
You kidding me? No way. I can see it every day. I go home every day. I can play it. Yeah. Because, you know, not only that, but the person who I was covering at the time was Samuel White. And Samuel White was a wide receiver at Grambling when I was there.
Little Grambling competition there.
Oh, yeah, sure was. Like I say, Fran Tarkenton, probably my best friend.
I have a question, probably a bad memory, but you guys had ferocious rivalry with the Steelers, right? Were you on the field for the immaculate reception play? I'm sure you did.
Right, sure was.
Sorry, I know.
That's okay. That's all right.
I have good health insurance.
Well, I put you in the union before another guy together.
Yeah, they probably don't remember that. I remember watching that.
No,
TV set.
I remember quite well because I didn't get a lot of action my way. They always stayed away from me. So the receiver I was cutting, he came covering. He came down the field, took me to the other side, away from the regular side. So I was covering him. So he came across in motion. So I went with him, took him. And Franco was on this side. So the ball hit Jack, then the ball bounced off the football where Jack Tatum was coming. He had been so Jack never touched the ball. So the ball bounced off, and Franco shouldn't be there. It should have been somewhere else, but he's loafing. The ball bounced off the turf in his hand. So, but it definitely hit the turf.
That was devastating.
Yeah, sure was. Sure was.
And those were great games you guys had to see with that. Rivalry. I don't think I've seen. You don't see things like that. Rivalries like that.
Good.
Very good. All right, we're going to go back out to Kettle Run High School there in Virginia. Do we have another student there with a question for Mr. Brown?
How do you feel the NFL has changed?
Well, the NFL has changed for the simple reason there's more money involved now. When I started playing, I signed a $10,000 contract and I got a $500 bonus. $10,500 bonus. Nowadays, players get millions of dollars signed today. And football has changed that way that there's so much money involved now compared to then. That's what changed the game, make the game, and the fanfare and all the things that goes on today. And the rules have changed in terms of quarterback. You can't do this, you can't do that. The receiver, you can't do this. You can't hit them down the field. And you can't hit a quarterback below his knees. All those things have changed. You can't bump and run past 5 yards. So. And the goalposts have changed. They've gotten narrow for his kicking game concerned. The goalposts are narrower now than they were back in that time. So there are quite a few changes in football today. Me, I would say just let them play. Play man to man all day. You got them all day type of thing. Then see how good they are. But see, and it's changed too because with the Raiders, when you come play for the Raiders, you're there for 10, 11, 12, 15 years. Nowadays, you come to the Raiders or any other team these days, you expect to be there no more than 2 years. You're gone again. So the loyalty and the way we had during my time, I would never think about going back and play for Denver or Pittsburgh after playing so many years with the Raiders. Okay.
I think we can all agree the game has changed greatly from when it started in the early 1900s to when you played sort of where it is today. But I think we agree the one thing that hasn't changed is the values of the game and what it takes to be successful, that commitment, that integrity, that courage, that respect, that excellence, those things that we were kind of talking about today, those are still the same. It still takes those same traits to be successful in today's game that it took to be successful when Mr. Brown played and before that. And if you were to say, sir, there's been a number of players that probably come into the league that have unbelievable athletic ability, but just didn't reach the level that they could have reached. And what would you say is the main downfall, the main pitfall that they faced that kind of held them back from reaching their potential?
Well, a lot of times it has to do with competition, who they playing behind. Of course, if somebody playing behind me when I was playing, the chances are he probably won't see the field. So those kind of things really stood out over the years because of the competition is there. But once you can't play for that particular team, don't give up, because usually what happens, you cut, and another team would claim you and bring you in for another look. Then if you get cut from them, then another team may pick you up. And then somewhere along the line, you say, okay, you can play, so you can fit in there, but don't ever give up on your first dream, being a professional football player, being in the particular person, because of there will be a chance that another say, the same thing happened to me. I got cut by Houston, traded by Denver, and came to the Raiders. So understand that there's going to be some peaks and valleys, in your lifetime, and things you want to do, get out of that valley. So the way you can get out of that valley, because somebody believes that you can do certain job, then they're gonna hire you to do them.
Very good. And we have about 5 minutes, or a little 4 or 5 minutes left in our program, sir. So, any closing remarks you have of things that we didn't get to talk about that you hope to talk about, or just to reiterate something we did discuss to leave the students with today?
Well, it's confidence. I think and attitude. I think the attitude, how you look at things, how you approach things, will determine your day. If you come to school every day, you don't feel like this and that, and now you're starting to drag another person down and say, you know what, I don't feel good today. You know what, I don't feel good either. Then you say, I don't feel good either. Next thing you know, you're dragging everybody down. So you try to stay positive and believe in yourself and that confidence. When I walk on the field, whatever game I'm playing, I go out there with the intention of winning. If you're going to lose, you might as well stay home. If you lose, you might as well stay home. Always have the positive attitude that you can do things, and you can do them the right way. Always have the confidence that you're better than what you are today. Be better tomorrow. Understand that tomorrow can be a bright day for you. It might be the turning point of your life. You might be down today, but don't give up. Tomorrow is a brighter day. That's the way I look at it. And but see, when I played, I ain't having a bad day, so every day was good for me. That's a joke. But I learned that I learned those things from people early in my life. That confidence, believe in yourself, believe in and respect for yourself, respect other people. Open the doors for a young lady, close the door for a young lady, step out of the car. All those kind of things are important. Okay.
All right, thank you, sir. So with that, that'll conclude our program. And from David Baker on down to Joe Horrigan and Jerry and our educational staff here at the Hall of Fame, I want to thank you, sir, for taking the time out to speak to our audience today, our students across the country. We sincerely appreciate it. And we obviously look forward to.
You're okay. Go ahead.
See, we timed that perfectly, right at the bell. But we look forward to seeing you here in Canton, Ohio, this summer. And if everyone could please join me in just giving a warm thank you, round of applause for our Hall of Famers.
Make sure you tell Joe and Mr. Baker that I wear my ring every day.
They will be happy to hear that, and we sincerely appreciate everything you do for us here at the Hall of Fame and everything you do for the game itself.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. And so that will conclude our program, and look forward to talking to everyone pretty soon.
I know everybody want to run off. Anybody has any separate questions, Mr. Brown?